Damn, P. Damn, P.
What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is PeterPromo here. I am here sitting with someone that I think if you want to make some money in Detroit, if you are impacted by the diversity available for people in the hair industry, I'm talking to someone here today that knows what the hell they're talking about. Someone who has been in the game, making money, making moves, developed her brand, and I am proud to say that there's someone that I personally know of now, and I'm excited to bring her to the fold so that you guys can see who we're talking about. She is a master loctician. She is damn near a mathematician because she out here bringing dollars, bringing zeros and dollars and cents, okay? Quotings being matched. So without further ado, a little French for you, let me bring out my guest, Charnel Greer. Talk to us. How you doing today, man?
Hey everyone, my name's Charnel Greer, aka Miss Lovely Locks. I've been doing locks, braids, and protective styles for over 30 years. I opened my salon 5 years ago, and today I'm going to share with you a formula that has made me successful and that can help you build your hair business.
Now, that's really interesting to me. You were saying a formula. So, like, how long, we're going to get into that. How long did it take you to really craft and bring together this formula to bring it something that, is something that works for you as a business owner?
Well, I've been doing hair 30 years and I've worked for other salons, of course. So it helps you to get information on what you want to do and what you don't want to do. And first year of business was 2020. So a lot of people had a lot of money. And then 2021, people still had a lot of money. Yeah. But you had to come up with a formula that's going to be have longevity, to retain customers and to keep them for the long haul. So the first step in that is a consultation.
Okay, consultation. I know a lot about that, helping customers to see not what they say they want, but giving them what they actually need so that they can get their needs accomplished. Now, talk to me, what's it like working with customers? What are some of your gripes? What are the things that you need to tell people who are entrepreneurs, getting their money right? They have, listen, I'll just be creative. That's all I do. I'll just be creative. That's all it is with business. No, no, no. What are the realities of working with customers, especially in Detroit?
Well, the first reality is you have to have policies and procedures in place. I'm licensed, so I have to go by the guidelines and I go by the book. So even though I was doing hair for 20 plus years before becoming licensed, once I became licensed, now I can add more services. And those services do require, like I said, a consultation. If you're doing color, you need to do a patch test because you don't want this stuff to come back on you if somebody has an allergic reaction. So the formulas that I've built for my business have kept me in business for 5 years and kept it running smoothly. And also knowing once you can't satisfy everybody, but at a time when you do have a customer complaint, how to handle it properly. That's also part of the formula.
Now tell me about that. You know, what are some of tell me one of the horror stories you have.
One of the horror stories.
Tell me a horror story about dealing with customers.
One of the horror stories is by me being a natural hairstylist, I can do straight hair, so I can do locks on a Caucasian, but their expectations is different from a African American person with straight hair because they're seeing people with locks and they want what they see, but they don't have the hair texture for that. So I'm trying to appease people, and my prices are pretty, affordable, and they're right in the middle. I'm not over expensive, I'm not robbing you, but so people will jump at the opportunity because they've been to other places, they've heard higher prices, and so I had a lady come in. We looked at her hair. I knew that it was too straight for the style that she was after. And doing a consultation and service in the same day is a definite no-no. And I learned from trial and error on that one. So
why? Tell me why.
Ultimately, we did her hair, right? So we did her hair, and she liked it when she left. I don't know if other people may not have liked her hair when she got where she was going. So she called me back 3 days later and said I was a con artist. Even though I had explained the whole process, that it's going to take time for the locks to mature. And I made them instantly with my hands, fabricated the locks on the spot. Went to the hair beauty supply store with her and everything. So that's part of the formula, is knowing that every customer isn't your customer, and to stick within your niche. So my niche is natural, kinky hair. So if I come across an African American with straight hair that wants locks, I'm going to tell them all the different alternative ways they can get there, but I also have to ensure that they have the patience for the journey, because it's not a hairstyle.
And when you talk about patience, that really kind of embodies what I feel like entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs need in order to be successful at the things that they're trying to do. Because, excuse my French, but the shit don't come easy.
Exactly.
And so the main thing that I'd like to really try to tap in with you was like, before we even get into your list, what are 3 things that you could recommend for new entrepreneurs in the hair business that you have to have in order to prepare yourself for getting your business off to the right start? Maybe 3, maybe 4 things, but give me a couple.
The very first thing for me with doing hair is confidence. If you don't have confidence, then this is not the business for you. Confidence is key, because the customers are going to challenge you, and you have to be able to stand your ground and know that you know what you're talking about. And if they don't, they don't understand that, then that's not the client for you. Secondly, I would say, we always say patience, but you have to have patience and good vernacular to explain to someone like their preschooler about what you're about to do to their hair. Because unfortunately, a lot of the black community, we are very ignorant on our own hair, because we've been so busy putting weave and chemicals and everything else. When it comes time to deal with our own natural hair, we're pretty much oblivious. So you have to talk to people with respect and kindness, but also let them know that when you're dealing with your natural hair, it's a different ball game, and you're going to see results if you have patience. The hair is going to grow fast. Everybody's different, so that's why that consultation is key. Another thing, being a hairstylist, confidence, like I said, patience, and also flexibility. You have to be able to work
Like they should
around.
be a gymnast.
No, flexibility, like with your scheduling, with your availability, also with your like what you're able to do. Like, don't just. I mean, I get it. Some people just want to do braids, 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 but you'll make more money if you expand your horizons. So I do braids, locks, and protective styling. That way, I could cater to a whole family. I could do the kids, the mama, the daddy, the little girls. So you don't want to just box yourself in.
Tell me about this protective styling. I like that because it sounds like, armed forces, you go in the military, you need protective styling. Maybe you need something like, tell me what does that mean? Because I'm hearing two different things when I hear protective styling. What does that mean?
Protective styles mean that your natural hair may be encased or braided, and then another style is placed on top of it, but you're not getting any glue or any type of harmful chemicals on your natural hair. So that way your hair can breathe, grow, and a good stylist will, in between visits, take your hair down, shampoo it, clip your ends, braid it back up, maybe install crochet or sew in. So a sew in is a protective style. I know you've heard of that before.
Okay. I got style for days. Listen, so the thing that's really intriguing me, you gave us a top 3 of things that artists, and not artists, but hair artists and more importantly, entrepreneurs need, and that was patience. What was the second one?
Flexibility.
And then the third one was versatility.
No, you made that one up.
What was the third one?
I don't remember. You should have been writing them down. Get your
It was about having
get
the
your
ability,
books out. Get your pad and pen, because I don't remember.
It was about having the ability to do multiple styles, right?
Yeah, that was flexibility.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Well, we got 3 tips in there for you so far. So again, we're talking about that jump. You're a person who wants to make money. You're great with doing locks, twists, braids, dreads. You're great at this, and people seem to really flock towards you. The people are very happy when you leave, but you're in your apartment.
I was thinking the same thing.
You're taking a couple of photos on Instagram. You put some, it's murder. I don't know why you're using Ja Rule, but you're putting music in the back of your videos. And so now you're like, you know what? I want to try to do. Do I try to get a building? Do I try to get a chair at someone else's place? What is that journey? What is the journey of a person trying to make this money out here?
My thing for real, you got to crawl before you walk. So I know a lot of ladies leaving hair school. Everybody want to be their own boss, but the overhead is the overhead. And so
Talk to me about the overhead, please.
It's serious. So you got to pay for your the building. Unless you rich, you could just go buy a building. You got to pay the rent for your building or your booth rent. You got to pay for your products. As a salon owner, you have to pay gas, light, water, property, personal property tax in East Point, which I'm like, I don't own the building. Well, I got to pay personal property tax, but they assess what the equipment inside of your salon is worth, and you have to pay that every year. So then you have to pay to renew your cosmetology license. You have to pay for your business license, renter's insurance. So the list goes on. So everybody wants to jump out and be on their own right away. It took me 25 years before I opened up a salon. So, I'm not saying you have to take that long of a time, but at least go work with somebody that's willing to show you the ropes and learn. And I wouldn't feel like, if you come work with me and then you open your own salon, you came and copied off of me. That's what I'm here for, is to guide the future stylists. And I feel like that's what's lacking in the hair community. I feel privileged to have stylists coming from up under me, opening their own salons. There's no competition. It's all about collaboration.
What do you feel about that? We were talking about getting started. We're talking about a business that is maybe blossoming because they've already put in the work. Some of these people are going to school. Mind you, do you recommend that most locticians go to a school, or is it okay to just learn on the fly? Like you got the whole block, nice, and everybody talking about you, but you didn't do a lick of school. Is that a requirement?
It's not a requirement to do locks, but if you want to take your business to the next level, then you definitely would need to have a license or a licensed cosmetologist or barber on your team. Because once a client needs color, That's how I retain customers, because a lot of locticians aren't licensed. So now your client comes and sit in my chair to get the color, and they like, dang, she got me in and out of here in an hour and a half with color, retwist, and a style. I've been sitting in such and such salon for 4 hours, and she don't even know how to do all this. So the more skills you have, the more less ability for your client to go sit in someone else's chair, because now I just took your client from you.
Yeah, but is it the accreditation? Is that the key that's going to bring more business, or is it your flexibility and your versatility that's going to bring people in?
It's a
In your
combination.
opinion.
It's a combination of all of them. You need to be flexible. You need to be skilled. You need to be licensed. That's the three Peter, if you want to ask. That's the three things that will most likely make you the most success when a client does not have to leave your salon to go get other services.
Okay, so we're trying to track the career of a person that's going from maybe they went to school, maybe they just learned on the streets, they have their skills. That's undeniable. It's undeniable the skills that they have, but they might still be undesirable. What is the Kickstarter to get that? You're saying that they should work underneath someone. Is that what you're saying?
That's not always the case, but it is. My recommendation is to work for someone else who's been through it, that's open enough to mentor you so that you can learn the ins and outs, because it's not just cut and dry. Now, if you know everything you need to know, and with technology now you can use ChatGPT and get a list of what do I need to do, open my own salon. Does that mean you're going to be able to implement it hands-on? Because I learn more so by seeing than just reading off a list of things, or by being with someone that is nurturing me into that field. So I think that would be the best option, is to go work for someone else first. But maybe you have a family member that has a salon, or you grew up in a salon. So I'm never going to discourage anyone to go head first, but just make sure you first research the city that you're going to be opening up in, because every city has different laws and different rules, from signage to, like I said, the personal property taxes that I didn't know about. So you really have to do your research.
Now, what was in year one? You just started your business. You got it out. You've already worked underneath somebody, metaphorically, and you've got a lot underneath your belt. But now you're about to come out with Twisted Express. What are some of the woes, or what are some of the cavalier moments that really made you think, like, am I in the right field? Am I doing what I want? What was one major?
There was nothing that made me question what I was doing. I was questioning why hadn't I did it sooner. So I had worked for several other salons, and then I went home for 3 years. I don't like working from home, and I don't frown upon home stylists, but I really think you could take your career to the next level if you come outside of your house, your basement, your kitchen. You don't want everybody's energy in your home. And come to the salon and step out on faith, advertise yourself, and that's the best way to get it going. Make a name for yourself. I mean, there's a lot of stylists out here that's cold, that's working from home, but they could make so much more money if they took it to the next level.
So, I mean, do you have anything that, like, again, we're trying to, there are people who aren't, maybe they're more timid, maybe they're introverted, they don't have the skills that you maybe have, they have some of the hair skills, but, were there any pitfalls or like things that you would say if someone was starting their business in year one, here's something that will, or more, that might happen, or, will probably happen, and something that you can reflect off of your career that happened to you that made you go, like, not what am I doing with my life, but like this sucks. Like, I wasn't prepared for this. Was there anything like that?
No, not at all. I just said that. Nothing like that.
From the city.
No, nothing made me feel like I was in the wrong profession. I've been doing this since I was 15. I'm 46. I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be. I always feel aligned with my customers. The only thing that would make me feel like any type of opposition of the field is just choosing my customers. Like, I know every client is not for me. So that's why part of my formula is weeding out the clients that aren't for me. But there's never been a time where I was like, I made a mistake, or I wish I didn't do this, or this isn't the right field for me. There's nothing else I'd rather do besides hair.
There's I think a discrepancy is that I wasn't trying to say something that made you question your decision of doing hair, but more so about thinking about your decision as far as being a business owner and having it at a building as opposed to at your house or working for someone else?
It's been great.
Was there a hardship? It
No.
sounds like everything's been smooth sailing and nothing hard ever happened to you.
I mean, we all have bills, but God always provide. But nothing to the point where it's like I shouldn't have done this. No, it's been smooth. I'm in a good location. I have very. I think I can accredit my success to the fact that the people that own the building just really mess with me because I've been there for so long. So if I'm late, I just pay my late fee or whatever the case may be. But it's never been a time where I'm like, oh my God, this was the worst decision. Like you just gotta keep it moving. If you have to borrow money from family members, you have to do hair at a discount. Whatever it is you have to do to keep going, just keep going.
Yeah, I would say that, for myself being a business owner for as long as I've been in, I think that more people relate to the idea that there are hardships. And so if I could share one, it was just that I think in that first year, there were so many unexpected things of having people come to my studio and me having to learn the ropes between knowing how to do the program and how to give people a result and the type of customers that were coming in. And then me realizing that, like you said, not everyone is right for you. And then also learning to scale your business because as most business owners probably don't know, it's like the number that you probably want to hit as far as like successful, like people said yes to your price. It's probably like, depending on who you are and what some people got dollar store. So everyone's going to say yes, it's the dollar store. But for your business to be really successful in what you're doing, especially as a solopreneur, 30%. I think that the number from the more of the successful people was 30%. If 30% of the people say yes to your price, you're at a good range. And I didn't realize this. I was like, I'm doing studio time for dirt cheap as possible. That way I get 100% yeses. And so I learned that was a hardship because you're too available. And if you're too available, that's a problem. If you're too, attainable, that's a problem. Things and people, I think, from information and research I've seen, they tend to price things out based off of the scarcity. That's what defines value. You got these Jordans from 1986. Not that many people have them. Okay, $1,500. You got these bed sheets. You got this car. You got this thing. Not a lot of people have it or can get it. More expensive. So the more scarcity you bring to yourself and bring that price up to a certain point to where you can handle only doing a few customers as opposed to doing every person in the entire world. I think when people get out of that mindset of trying to be the most affordable person, you can definitely value affordability because our people, we out here in the hood, we ain't got no money like that. We're trying to provide opportunities so people can afford to feel and look great. But the value isn't necessarily for you as a provider, isn't on how much time you've put into doing someone's hair. I think the value is on what you bring to the client. And I like for you to talk about that
is my angle, is the time. That's why it's called Twisted Express, because I'm going to get you in and I'm going to get you out. So I'm one of the fastest locticians in the city. So that's part of the whole thing. That's why people come back. That's why I started at $50 for a retwist and now can charge $100 for the same retwist in the same amount of time.
So why do you charge more now?
Because of inflation, everything's going up.
Okay. See, and one thing that I've learned over time is, again, someone will say, well, I want you to do this project for me, P. And, to give you hyperbole, if you're having a giant party at your house, a lot of people, white people, they're everywhere. Caviar, catered, all that stuff. Your bathroom is blown up. Someone blew it up. And a guy, and he's not Roto-Rooter. He's a guy that just knows the fuck he's talking about. And he can come in there with like a, look at your thing for like 20 minutes. He's been doing this for 28 years. He knows what's happening. And someone else is going to take a while to figure it out. So he goes, this is going to cost $300. And the guy goes, whoa, $300, bro. I just wanted you to fix it. Like, listen. What is the value of me solving this problem for you? Because all I'm going to do is take this wrench and I'm going to go ping, 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 ping. And after doing that 3 times, your toilet's fine. Now you can have Roto-Rooter come out here, do a consultation, fix it, take 3 hours out of your day. You got to drive here. You got to leave a tip, all that stuff. Or fuck how much time it took me. I solved your problem. And the 28 years of experience means When I come and see your problem, it don't take me a long time to figure it out. You're not paying for how much time I'm putting into this work. You're paying for the time it took me to get here. You're paying me for the time of all the losses and the mistakes and the triumphs, so that now when I look at your problem, I can solve it. And if it takes me 30 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, I'm not charging for how much time it took me. I'm charging for how big of a problem I solved for you. And if it ain't a problem, big problems don't make big money. You got to solve bigger problems in order to get them big dollars. You know what I mean? So my question to you is, do you find that reflects your business model? Because everything isn't the same and not everything reflects the same. But I think that that's something that people should definitely strive for, is solving bigger problems. You want to do hair for someone who doesn't have money? That's fine. Be a philanthropist. Keep working with people, and that might spread out to be people who spread you out to bigger names. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you should aim for big names. Aim for higher clientele people who, do 5 people's hair that cost $200 each, or do one person's hair and they paid you $1,000. Now, can you just jump right to there? Tell me about that. I mean,
that's on an individual basis, so I really can't answer that. I mean, one of my bucket lists, and I have done local celebrities, but I'm just here to service my community. So if they're willing to pay what I charge, then that's fine. But I can't really answer that question on a grand scale on, do you want everybody to pay you $1,000 or $100? Because everybody is different and everybody's in a different position in their life, as to where they, if you do hair on a movie set, you're going to make more than...
What type of customers do you want? Not do you want...
Well, we're not talking about what type of customers I want. We're talking about the formula so they can get the customers they want.
Okay. Well, let's dive into there. We don't have to go too personal with it. Tell me, about what this formula is, how you came up with it, and why you're successful with it.
Okay, I'm successful with the formula because like we said, you do the consultation, so you pretty much making sure that you can service this client with the skills that you have, and if you can't, then you end it there. Now you don't have any bad reviews because you've done your due diligence. If you're on those hair groups, and every time somebody jumps in and tells you what price they're going to pay you to do their hair a certain kind of way, and they want you to travel to them and know they're not giving you a deposit, if you're that type of stylist, then you're going to run across situations where you're going to have customer complaints. I get that a lot of the clients don't want to pay a deposit up front because there are scammers out here, but that's when the client needs to do their research. Google the stylist, or Google the salon to make sure that the stylist works there. So that's another one of the part of the formula, is like making sure that you and the customer is on the same page. Once you're on the same page, letting them know the realistic expectations of the style that you're providing for them, how long it's going to last, when they need to come back, the upkeep that they need to do on their own. And so you could, if you have your own salon, you would sell products that'll boost your bottom line, like hair oils, bonnets or scarves, silk pillowcases, things of that nature. Those are all things that are going to help your bottom line. So merchandising and having products is part of it as well, part of the formula. Next is when you have clients that you have been dealing with for a while and they get used to their price being one thing, you have to gradually roll them into, I can't keep giving you the same discount or the same price that you were getting when I was doing your hair in my living room. I have an overhead now. We're 5 years into this, and money is tight for everybody. So if you want to continue with this hairstyle and this journey, you got to slowly, gradually bring their price up. And really, to me, I've been doing friends and family discounts the whole time that I've been in business. But if I was a new stylist starting off, I wouldn't even start that, because once you get people locked in with their price, it's hard to get them to come out of that price that they've been used to paying you.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to start where you want to finish. So come to a salon home to build your clientele so that they already expect that level of service from you, besides you starting it in your house and lowballing yourself, because people they frown at you when you elevating. Oh, she thinks she too good. No, I am not going to her salon or wherever, But if you have people following you from every different place you went to, and they're willing to grow with you, that's a beautiful thing. Nextly is when your clients don't come back on time, having strict policies and procedures in place to make sure you pay yourself what you're worth. So in my industry as a loctician, if I'm asking you to come back once a month to get your hair done for you to be at that $100 price point, I need to see you in a month. If you don't come back in a month, then the price is going to be different. And it's going to be $10 additional for every month that I didn't see you. Or you'd have to find someone else. And my clients, they don't argue with it. And there is a middle ground, like, okay, you've been gone 6 months. Okay, I might not charge you $60 on top of the 100, but you're gonna get interlocking, which will cost you 145. And now we're kind of restarting your journey and getting your hair back solidified. And I'll see you again in 6 weeks. But don't be late this time, or we're gonna enforce the original policy. So that's really part of the pay structure. How I pay myself and make sure I'm not overworking myself. And then when you get into like micro locks and things of that nature, I do have a school. It's called Locked and Learned on School. So I get more deep into detail on how you pay yourself as a microtician. And that's where the real money starts.
Yeah, is that microticism something you learned in school, or you got to learn like on the fly, or how do you get that
Micro
skill?
locks
See, that's
is
where
a
the real money is.
it's a new trend thing, but it's if you know how to do hair, you will know how to do micro locks because it's just a smaller version of a style that most hairstylists already know how to do. It's just perfecting your grid, and it takes a lot more time.
What does perfecting the grid mean?
Doing the correct parting procedures, like parting the hair,
Oh,
very
got it.
meticulously.
Okay. And then, so this methodology that you have here for making money, this is like for people who are already started, or is this a strategy for people who are just getting started and they need to like have this as
This
the
this could work.
commandments?
This could work for anybody, whoever wants to implement it. But my number one rule is to go work for someone that's already been doing it first, and then you could jump off the porch and do it yourself.
What about small, just a couple brief little small things that we could talk about? Maybe you can give a little bit of your experience. What about marketing your business, promoting your locks business or your hair business?
It's hard. I mean, it's a little bit easier now, but and so it was cash was so liquid in 2020, 2021. I didn't care that I was giving Google $300 a month just for someone to click on my ad. Now, when the funds start getting tighter, you would want to know, are those clicks turning into actual sales? So you start. And another thing I would suggest for anybody that wants to open a salon, don't be a solopreneur. This is exhausting for me, having to do my own marketing and do the hair and clean the salon. So I had a whole team before, but I would really suggest to take it slow, build a team, and then implement the steps I'm telling you to be successful.
What kind of team?
Like other hairstylists, a person to do your marketing, a person to like a shampoo girl or something to take you don't have to have everything on your plate.
How do you what kind of budget do you think it takes for that to get those people?
Well, it depends on how you paying. When I first started, my stylists were on commission, so every time they worked, I got paid, and we both got paid. It wasn't booth rent. That way, they don't owe me because when you're dealing in a booth rent situation, most of the time, if the person is not living up to their part of the deal, they're just gonna leave anyway. And because people gonna run from you if they owe you money. So my motto is I don't like anyone owing me, so I let you work on a commission basis. That way, if you didn't make any money, it's no harm, no foul. I provide the towels and the shampoo. You provide all your own other supplies, and it's a tiered system, and that's also discussed in the school. If anybody want to know, you know, how to pay your stylist.
Yeah, you said it's discussed when they go to school. They learn that.
No, no, I have a school, SKOOL. Like I sell this.
Okay, how can we find out information about the school? How can people
It's
get signed
called
up?
the Lock and Learn Lounge on school, SKOOL.
Okay, bet.
Yes.
I'll have to type that in so that people can get an opportunity to get that. I'll probably leave that in the annotation below. But again, We're talking, about mainly for people who already have skills to do a hair business, but don't really have the know-how or the acumen to really get that going on. But for those who are already in the hair business and they're having certain issues or whatnot, do you have any advice or any words of wisdom for the people who are kind of floundering right now in the business as it is right now?
I would think because this particular industry, I can't talk about hair across the board. I can only talk about locticians.
Got you.
And this particular industry with locticians, we're all so separate. So right now, on the block that I'm on, you probably got about 10 to 15 locticians, but they all doing their own thing. If it's getting to a point where you can't handle it, then collab with somebody. And I know people have collabed in the past and it didn't work out, but we've had bad relationships that don't stop us from dating. So let's keep it moving, like we got to come together, because I know it's some people out there paying what I pay for a building 2-3 times that for a salon suite. And this economy just not holding it up. People not getting their hair done like they used to. And with locks, you don't have to get your hair done that often. People go 6 months to a year sometimes. Now you're going to pay me extra.
I definitely was going to ask you about that, but before I get into that value conversation, what is the value for, not for consumers or for clients, but for the entrepreneurs? What is the value of collaboration? And tell me about that for collaboratory.
Oh yeah, they would cut their costs astronomically. Then you piggybacking off the other person. Like if somebody came to collab with me that already had a spot up and down Gratiot, and I'm doing somebody's hair, I'm really the type of person, I'm exclusive. I take walk-ins, but I really don't want to. Because I've been doing this so long, you should have to book an appointment with me. You shouldn't just be able to walk in and get directly in my chair. I just don't want to, I don't want to feel that available. I don't know why, but that's just me. So if you're there and you're willing to take walk-ins, now you getting clients from my 7 years of already being on Google that you might not have never seen or touched before. So that's collaboration is, on my part, I wouldn't necessarily want to go work at nobody else's salon unless I saw they were already having better reviews or more clientele than myself. But somebody starting off or that's been in business like 1 or 2 years and they're not having the best success, come over to Twisted Express. We're more than happy to have you.
And how many people do you have on your staff right now?
None. I just said I'm a solopreneur.
Oh, you don't. You don't recommend.
I have been with no stylist since 2023. I've been working by myself for 2 years.
How difficult is it finding employees?
Oh, it's really difficult because everybody wants to be their own boss. Like I said, you have to have confidence. I've had people in the middle of doing a retwist watching me and then doing it themselves and comparing their work to mine and literally said, I'll never be as good as you, and walk out the door. And I'm like, I'm not in competition with you. Like, just do your client and calm down. But, you definitely have to have confidence. You got to have thick skin. I'm the type of person, when I do have stylists and they might not be the greatest, I'm training them as they go. And I've had people that do hair better than me. It's fine, but it's just all about consistency and loyalty to me.
And that's that collaboration. You talking about collaborating like with work, or you talking about like social media, or like because it sounds like
all the above. Like if you're in my salon, you shouldn't be taking pictures of hair that's so cropped, so tight, nobody don't even know where you work at. So if you here and I'm helping you, let's build the brand together. Because even after you help me build my brand, if you decide you want to go somewhere else, I'm gonna still support you.
And tell me, you're talking about support, tell me about some of the different things that you've done to branch out and help support your business and other businesses, because it sounds like from our talks that you've done some amazing collaboratory things outside of just hair. Tell me about those, because people need to know.
I am the creator of Detroit Entrepreneurs. We have over 24,000 members as of this morning. So there are other stylists, locticians, who ads I approve on a daily in both the Detroit Entrepreneur and the East Point Business Community Group. And I do that because I found it hard to advertise on social media as a beginning stylist. And my ads weren't getting approved because, who is this person? Where's she come from? Just came out of the trenches twisting at the speed of light. But, So, there's always going to be some haters, but you got to overcome that and find your tribe, get into groups, and that'll help you develop your skill to help push your work out there. I have a podcast as well. I've had other locticians on my podcast. Let them tell them where you at, what days you available, what platforms do you use to book your appointments, because there's enough money out here for everybody.
I mean, is it kind of competitive though? Can you tell me any competitive stories, some stories of some foul competitiveness?
Not as a salon owner, I haven't dealt with that really. Outside of like a salon, keep taking my, they took my stylist, but they didn't last down there because she didn't even pay them right. But you know, the fact that y'all left, thanks for letting me know where the loyalty lies. But when I was a stylist in someone else's salon, and this is like a triple layer thing, this person was trained by somebody and then opened a salon right down the street from them, unbeknownst to me. So when the walk-ins are trickling down to this salon I'm working at, I'm the newbie. I'm getting all these walk-ins. Next thing I know, I got an African lady outside with chicken bones ready to put voodoo on me because she like, why you taking my clients? And I'm thinking, these clients is for whoever. But I didn't know she had trained the person that I was working for, because I would never personally learn from somebody and then become their competition directly on the same block. So, that kind of made me not even want to work there no more.
Yo, chicken bone voodoo lady. I hate to see it. I was going to ask you, you're talking about the money is becoming tighter. We're almost in a recession, and it's becoming difficult for people to spend that money. And I think that you have touched on different value points as reasons why people would still come to you, because I think that the value of having nice hair, it radiates from you, as opposed to a person who wakes up in the morning. You wake up, you don't wash your ass. You go eat something in the refrigerator real quick. Then you're like, I gotta go to the laundromat or to the grocery store. And didn't wash your ass. You go out, now you're just, you're in your phone, you're minding your business, you're not even talking to nobody, you know what I'm saying? You got the hoodie on, you're covering it up. You go do your thing, you come back home, no kids, no wife, you know what I'm saying? You're not talking to anybody, you're just having a lousy day. Now take that and rewind it back, and you go, I woke up this morning and I just got this amazing hairdo the other night, and I feel different. The way that I've gotten my hair done makes positivity radiate from me. So I woke up and I washed my ass. And instead of eating breakfast, because, scientifically, cavemen never ate breakfast. That's a thing that was made up from, anyways. You go out and you're like, I'm at the grocery store, and then someone gives you a compliment and you're like, yo, thank you. And then the reciprocity of that, just you radiate to other people. You might give a phone call to your mama, cousin, auntie, nephew, niece, somebody in your family, somebody, a friend, and things just start to happen for you. And all of that trickles down from feeling better about yourself because of how you look.
That's the truth.
And the question I have for that is, what is that worth? Mind you, you can get a hairstyle that will last you for months. So this isn't like a $25 or $50. They charge $50 for haircuts now. This ain't a $50 haircut that you got to get every 2 weeks. This is something that will last you for months. And so the question is, in a time frame right now, in a country where we don't have the money that we used to have, what is that worth? And not even to you, to the customers. What is that worth for you? Because not only can you get all those positive vibes, you can get all those positive feelings, but working with Twisted Express, you can get it in half the amount of time as the competitors. And so the idea isn't, should I charge half as much as the competitors? It's like, me saving you time, why should I make less money? I'm saving you. Or you want to go wait over, listen, it's $500 over there, and they charge 4 hours. It's $200 over here, and we charge for 2 hours instead of 4 hours. No, I'm saving you 2 hours, not me. I didn't save myself 2 hours. I saved you. So really, you should be paying me the same amount, but low key, I just saved you time. In my world, doing edits, effects, and stuff like that, someone can go to someone who's not on my level, And they're going to say it's going to take us, it's 120 hours, 40 hours a week for 3 weeks. It's going to be the end of the month when you get this project back. And I'll go, how much are they charging you? $4,000. Okay, well, I'm better than them. I use programs and AI better than them, even ways that they didn't even think about. I'm going to get this project back to you in a week. It's going to be better. And I'm going to charge you $4,200 instead of $4,000. What? You're not even working the same amount. It doesn't. Listen, we'll go ahead and pay $4,000 and go wait for a month, or let me expedite that whole process and get it done to you faster. Mind you, it'd be different if it was sucky, but at Twisted Express, you're getting a higher end product in less time. Why would I charge you less? I'm saving you time and giving you a better product. In what world do you pay less for that? You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I say to the people out there. Look at your business and look at the value you give them, because this is a woman who's, what'd you say, 28 years in the business?
30.
30? I'd see what I'm saying? I took 2 years off, you know what I'm saying? 30 years in the business. And you know what I'm saying? The hardships that she faces alone. But honestly, with the right person, just seeing what she's doing every time, she's uplifting and uplifting and uplifting. She's got a school that she offers personal, dedicated care to teach and have people learn. And she's got other side quests and side businesses, which are all aimed at helping other entrepreneurs in the Detroit area, which lifts up her her authority in the field. So she's not just tucked over to the side. I got this little hair business. If you never heard of me, that's okay. No, she's out here, and not only just being a part of a group, she's building a group with 20,000. How many people?
24,000 this morning.
24,000 people inside of this group. What you have to understand is you have to be cavalier in what you're doing. She's obviously stated that this is a hair business. This is a business where sales are going down and people's money is going down, but you can still stand out if you collaborate and if you proliferate yourself as the person who can get things done better, faster, smarter, stronger. And you can go with saving money too. You can, because there's a demographic in the market for that. But Twisted Express has proven for years, for decades, that if you are dedicated to your craft and you're dedicated to the things that you want to do in life and don't take no for an answer and adapt and collaborate, anything is possible. And I love hearing that experience from you, because people are afraid to be entrepreneurs. They're afraid to jump. They're afraid to do that. And mind you, that's fine. We need you you fearful motherfuckers. We need you in the ecosystem because it makes us shine better. You know what I'm saying? We need you. Be afraid. But if you're ready to take that next step, A, you have a podcast here you can listen to. B, you have a school that you can go to in which she teaches classes. And this is on the hair end of the spectrum, or is it also on business as well? Are you teaching them business?
Both.
So you can get your business, you can get your hair stuff, you get guidance, and you get that collaboratory effect where you can learn from people who are better than you that you may one day surpass. But better is, that's subjective. So, who knows? That doesn't really matter. We have a few people who came by to say what's up, and I appreciate you guys on the love. There was a list of things that she listed off that were paramount to getting your thing off the right way, and I'm listing those right here. You have to let me know if I don't say this right, but number one was consulting. You want to get your clients to know what they want, and so and you guys make sure that you're on the same wavelengths and that there's no problem, so that we can go, okay, we amicably agree and we can move forward to the next thing, which is the sale. The second thing was your expectations. And that kind of goes a little bit into the consulting, I believe, but
Yes.
Expectations of making sure that they are on the right page, you're on the right page, we're moving forward, and you know what your hair journey is. But you don't know. You don't know what good texture is. You don't know what moisturizing, which ones to use and which one is not enough. The knowing who you're working with and them knowing you better than you know yourself is the difference between going and saying, my girlfriend just broke up with me, let me go talk to my homie and smoke a blunt and sip a beer with, and going to see a therapist. One person's gonna give you some, yeah, man, forget her, and the other one's gonna be like, oh, and how does this make you feel, and what was your history, and what did I, and knows the trajectory based off of information that they have that you don't. And going and talking to a professional is worth way more and has way more value than just going and let Joe Blow twist your stuff up when this person can give you value on there. The third step was merchandise. You guys want to tap in with the merchandise. You want t-shirts. You want outfits. You want, goods and services. Their services are the hair services, but the goods are the merchandise items that you can have in store. Hell, you could even have people, and I'm sure she has some people on consignment of some sort where they'll put their hair products in her spot, and if they sell, she'll make money, they'll make money, but they're utilizing her brick and mortar business to do this.
I just offered that, but before now, I've always made my own hair products.
And that's smart too. That's
Yes.
brilliant. Fourth, nigga, raise that price. Raise it. You're worth more. Unless you aren't. If you aren't, then work at it. Work at it, but raise that price. No one wants to hear it. Look, I don't want to hear it either. But when the value outweighs the cost, that's how sales are made. And then the last things is that repeat customers pay less. A lot of you will make the mistake, and I'm not going to say it's a mistake. I am. You're giving discounts to people who have never worked with you before. Meanwhile, people who've given you nonstop money, you're like, okay, well, you're locked in. Give discounts to the people who have earned it. The people who have never fucked with you, you want to pay full price. Why would I give discounts to the person that has never worked with me before? Let the people who are fans of yours become soldiers of yours. Not because you give them a discount all the time. No. But if you are going to do some kind of sale or deal or something like that, let's bring in people who have already messed with you and deserve that discount. Because how are you going to make them feel when you're giving Joe Blow, who has never given you a dime, and you're saving him dollars? But the guy giving you dollars, you won't even give him a dime. So think about that, because repeat customers pay less. But I think the real idea she was coming up with that is that if you come to me more repeated, like more in an organized fashion, then that one customer will pay less, as opposed to if you come to me every 4 months or every 6 months. You will pay less if you come to me every 2 months or every month and a half or every month to get tightened up. Does that cover everything that you were saying with your step program?
Pretty much, yes. That's it in a nutshell. There was another thought I had, but I lost it.
Okay, we can get it back.
No, I got to get ready to get out of here.
Okay, well, listen, I just wanted to talk to you about that and defining your value. If there's something that I wanted to leave everybody with, it's that you can be a pro doing this for 80 years and not know what you're worth. You can be a person who just started today. You watch this and you're like, yo, I'm really inspired by her. Like, I want to sign up for her school. And you can be a go-getter and do it. But you have to know your value, because no one else is going to see it like you. You have to define it. You have to say it, and you have to grab people. And if people don't want to pay you more, like she said, you have to raise those prices. Okay, well, maybe when you get a hairdo, it comes with a consultation. I'll call you in the middle of the week and ask you about your hair and see if there's any woes or problems with you, because, yeah, people are charging $50 for a haircut nowadays. So how much you expect to get your hair twisted? Anyways, we have an amazing guest here. I definitely appreciate you for your time. I know you got a lot of stuff to do. You're out here, running a whole program. Hopefully people on your 24,000 people group come and check you out and see. Are there any standouts from that group? Any entrepreneurs that people should know about from that group that you can think of?
I'm working with Jamar, which is Studio D. So I have the Detroit Entrepreneur Podcast. Then there's Honey Miller. She has a clothing line with 3 different clothing lines. There's Mr. Baskets. There's Lauren Lewis. She has Detroit City Deals. So there are quite a few people that are participating daily, who are really putting their best face and foot forward to make sure that their businesses become household names in the city of Detroit. And I'm here for it.
Okay. Any last things that you want to say to the people about yourself, a new sale, a new deal, anything happen with your business, anything that just to let people know what you got going on?
I'm definitely looking for a stylist still. If you're somebody that's like watching this and your heart's desire is like, they call you up at church and you feel like you want to come on up, I'm always looking for apprentices, but you have to be serious. And I'm talking about going down to the city, registering you, and giving you the same education that I received and paid $20,000 for. Not for free, but for a fraction of the cost, and for my expertise, 101 hands-on training, and that's what I'm just looking to extend. I did open a second location a couple years ago.
Hey,
It's gone.
Oh.
And so how can I run two separate salons by myself?
Right.
And so, I didn't get to say everything I wanted to say, but maybe you'll have me back on one day.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we will, because you're going to be seeing a lot of Twisted Express in your feeds and stuff, targeted ads, posts in the group, and just random people who say, "Yeah, you got beautiful hair. Oh, I got my stuff done at Twisted Express."
Exactly.
So I definitely appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching, and we got Charnel. Just what was your name on Instagram?
Miss Lovely Locks, and the salon is Twisted Express. On Instagram, it's Twisted Express LLC.
Okay, there it is. Listen, I appreciate you for coming through. It's been a pleasure as always. And if you out there want to get your business started with hair, with getting your business side of it, getting the acumen built up in there, make sure that you contact her today. Her Instagram is in the bottom in the annotations, and her school is now accepting people. Her business is accepting people. If you're serious about doing hair, locks, braids, dreads, all that. So tap in and make sure that you be advantageous, be courageous, be a rock star, but most importantly, be yourself.